Hey everyone, this is Robert Browne coming to you from Yelm, Washington. Welcome to Video 1. Personal Growth is my series that I'm starting with, and in this video I want to talk about the idea of taking on something new and what the importance is of a 100-day challenge, a 90-day challenge, doing things in 30-day blocks of time, and how that can really make your success even more prominent in your network marketing efforts. And the idea behind it is what neuroscientists are working with now and calling Neuro-genisis. And it's the process that goes on in our brain where we are building new neurons, we're building new nerve connections, and ideas and everything that flow through those when they're firing, and when they finally get connected and solidified in a thought, a belief system, a habit, anything that you are taking on and endeavoring to learn. It's basically anything that we learn is what can fall into that category. So without getting further into it, I'll move to my trusty whiteboard on the dash of the car. So I'm going to flip the image here. I can't flip the camera, so I'm going to pause it and continue. One sec. Okay, so here is the idea behind what I'm talking about and how it works out in building a network marketing business, an internet marketing business, and relating it all together, especially if this is new. Any of this is new for anyone out there, including myself. So basically it takes 30 days to acclimate to a new routine. So as you can see in my little chart here, I've got a 30-day cycle going on. And it takes, basically, when you're starting something new, 10 days to break a habit and start implementing a new one. So in the first cycle right there. And then the second part right here from days 10 to 20, that's when we can start instilling new habits. And then from days 20 through 30 is when it starts to get implemented and it becomes easier. And 30 and beyond, all the way up to 90 days. It can take as long as 90 days in order to hardwire a new habit, a new practice, a new routine in our lives. And so we want to keep that in mind, and that's why it's so important to do challenges, is because it takes that long just to get all these activities into our brain so that it becomes a no thing, that it becomes, wake up and you're just like, of course I'm going to do that. This is what I've always done. It's easy for me and it's effortless. So when taking on something new, don't give up. That's my motivational quote. So moving on to the first phase. Call this right now basically breaking inertia, and it's getting out of the old set of ways of doing things that are ingrained in our unconscious mind, because everything that we do when it's so habituated into our life, it becomes an unconscious activity. So we take on something new, it's pushing against our box, and we're going against it. So it takes basically this entire first 10 days to do that. And that's when you have the thoughts of, like going to the gym or getting up earlier in the morning and stuff like that. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is so challenging, or am I really going to do this? But the thing that you want to keep in mind when that happens is to be aware and know that you can do anything. So moving on. The next stage is what you're going to run to, and what I like to call counteraction to your action. It's basically that phase when it's still tough, you're getting resistance, but it's not as tough as starting off in the beginning when you're breaking inertia. And this is when it's really important for your willpower to carry you through. And the most important thing to watch during this time period is to watch your emotions. You want to keep your emotions at bay, because that's what's going to come up, and that's what a lot of times sabotages people. This is a great time to have an accountability partner, someone who is working with you on this and helping you get things done. And you want to hold your focus. What is it you want to experience at the end of that 30 to 90 day period? What is the new habit that you want to have in your life? So once you're through that, you get into what I like to call adjustment or equalization. And that starts to happen from day 20 through 30 and is what can carry all the way on through 90 days. And it's basically that time when we're seeing the light, when we can start to see the top of the hill that we're climbing, when we can see just over the ridge and we know, oh my God, I'm almost to the top of this peak. This is great. And things are becoming the norm. Getting up earlier is becoming the norm. Making posts is becoming the norm. Making videos, doing whatever it is that we're implementing into our new life. Changing a health habit. You know, we all got our assignments at the beginning of the 100-day challenge. If you don't know about that, you can read the information under the video. And so it's normal. It's part of everything that we're doing. And this is where it's really important to remember that you are changing your brain. You're changing those neural nets. You're building new neural nets. And that neurogenesis is happening. So everything that we're doing is building new neural nets. And it has to be difficult in the beginning, and we have to force our way through it in order to have that happen. If we give up, the neurons stop firing, and the neurons don't grow, and they die. So there's a lot more you can read on the web regarding that stuff. And that's when you get down and you realize that things just start becoming effortless. Like just the idea of calling prospects. I always call my prospects. I love calling my prospects. I love doing my posts, etc., etc., etc. So that is the process when you're starting something new. Remember this with everything that you do, anything new that you take on. And I have to admit, I have been very happy to be able to share this with you, and we'll see you in the next video on personal development in your network marketing business. This is Robert from Yelm, Washington, signing off.